Alright, in that last video we covered what is possible within the Actionetics software. In this video, it's time to actually dive into the design portion of this course. So a lot of you are accessing this course probably because you're members of CF Design School, and if that's the case, you're going to be very familiar with the concepts that we're going to cover, and if you feel like you'd like to skip it, go ahead and do that. But if you're not already a member, hold on, we are going to jump straight into this. Now I want to introduce you to two different methods, and the first one is called the swipes method. Now, this swipes method, let's go over what this means. The swipes method is what is going to help you to hack and swipe the design secrets of other people's emails. So S stands for structure. And what you're going to look for with structure is you're going to look at the sections, rows, and elements that each are comprised of. And again, I'll go through an example if you're a little bit confused. If you've already been through CF Design School, this is probably a bore for you. But for your newbies, I'm going to go ahead and show you an example, so don't stress. Now, S stands for structure, section, rows, and elements. W stands for words. You're going to go ahead and look at the words of these emails, what that your competitors are using, what font types are they using, what font styles are they using, what font sizes. You're going to go ahead and look at the image that your competitors are using, what are the background images they're using in their emails, the foreground images, what kind of paint are they using, what are the background colors, the accent colors, the text colors, what kind of energy are they employing within their emails. Do they have buttons? Do they have input fields, videos? And then spacing. How much space is there between sections, between rows, and then between elements. Now, really quickly, that was the swipes method. Now, we want to use these things not to just replicate something entirely, but instead to strip successful money-making concepts from businesses that are within our same niche, that are more successful and smarter and making more money than us. And so, again, what we're going to do is we're going to combine this swipes method, S structure, W words, I images, P paint, E energy, and S spacing. We're going to combine that method with something called the ABCDE method. Now again, I'm going really quickly over this, so if you're new, just hang tight, you're doing great. Now let me walk you through what the ABCDE method is. Now what we're going to do here, this ABCDE method is to help us to know exactly how we can take these concepts and find the right competitors to swipe from. So it wouldn't make sense if I was running an internet marketing business to swipe from a fitness business, if that makes sense. So what we want to make sure through this ABCDE method is that we're actually stripping the email design secrets from companies that will actually benefit us. So the first thing we're going to do in this is we're going to do A, which stands for answer, and we're going to answer the following 3 questions about the business that we're designing emails for. So what niche of business are you in? Who are you selling to? And what do you want your customer to do? Now B stands for brainstorm. So once we've answered those 3 things, we're going to brainstorm successful businesses and we're in our designated niche. Businesses who treat your same customer and businesses who are getting your customer to do what you want them to do. So for example, let's say that I wanted to create an email for my company, Automate Academy. The niche of business I am in is automation or internet marketing. So what I would do is I would go find other automation businesses or internet marketing businesses and look for top emails that are being sent out, highest converting emails that are being sent out within that niche. I'd literally just Google search it. So that's what I do there. Now the C portion is called collect, and this is where I'm actually going to analyze what's happening within my own business. So I'm going to collect elements from the original web design or email design of my own company. And again, I'm going to use swipes to go through each aspect. So for example, to give you, if you're like, wait, what does that mean? So let's say I'm going through my own email right now and I am wanting to analyze it using swipes. So what I would do is I'd say, great, what's going on with my structure right now? What elements are working? What's going on with my words? What's going on with my images, paint, energy, spacing? And again, that's the same thing that you're going to do with your competitors. If I were in the B section to have found a company that was very successful in internet marketing or automation, I'd say perfect. They look like they're a little bit more successful than me. This is somebody that I'd like to emulate. So what I do with their email is, again, I'd go through the same thing and say, what are they doing with their structure? What are they doing with their words? What kind of words are they using? How are they formatting them? What kind of images am I seeing? What kind of paint? What kind of call to actions am I seeing in the energy portion? What's their spacing like? Does that make sense? Alright, so once I do that for other businesses and then collect them within my own business, I'm going to go ahead and go on to design, where I actually design a blueprint of what I would like the redesigned page to look like. And again, I'm going to go through swipes to do that. So I'm going to start with designing what the structure will look like, then what the words, then the images, paint, energy, and then spacing. And then finally, E is execute, just finally where we put it all together, and that is the ABCDE plus swipes method together to compile your email design strategy. So now that we kind of have a basic understanding of what ABCDE plus swipes is, again, I ran through this super quickly. So if you, for whatever reason, are not part of the CF Design School, this is the first time you're hearing this, go ahead, reach out to me in the Facebook group if you want a little bit more explanation, or just watch this video again, you'll get it. But I want to show you a little bit what this looks like being put into practice for an email. So again, if you've been in CF Design School, you've seen a lot what it's looks like when you are trying to swipe ideas for a funnel design, but I want to show you what it looks like when you're trying to design an email. And again, the process is essentially the same, but I want to make sure I show you the different nuances. So again, let's say that I want to design an email for my company, Automate Academy. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go through the ABCDE plus swipes method. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now you can see that I'm in the course here right now, and I'm going to show you some tools that you have access to. So right here we have download swipes at a glance. I'm just going to go ahead and open these so I can show you what we got here. And then I also have swipes, ABCDE plus swipes. So remember, swipes is just the first one, and then we have the ABCDE. I want to go ahead and open up that one. And then finally, I'll show you that one in a second, but I'll open it up right now. So let's go ahead and check this out. Here is the swipes method. Again, everything we just went through, SWIPES, but this is just going to help us as we go through. And then we have this, the ABCDE method. Again, everything we just went through in the PowerPoint, but we just have it here in this PDF to help us. Now, we're going to go ahead and go through this, but a lot of times you can write it down on a piece of paper. I like to use this thing right here. I think it might be filled in. I've used it before. I forgot to delete it, so I'll make sure this is clean when you guys get it. I'm just going to delete that right there. But again, this is kind of just like a structure that you could put things in. So here, what niche of business are you in? A, what niche of business are you in? These just help you with the A portions. And then everything else we collect here, we could put it within these things to help us to organize what we would like to make our final design. So again, I want to go through this, the ABCDE plus swipes method for email design, to make an email for my own company, Automate Academy. So let's go ahead and do this. So I am going to start with A, which is answer, and I'm going to answer the following 3 questions. So which niche of business are you in? And I want to typically go with the market, submarket, and the niche. So my market is wealth, my submarket is internet marketing, and then my niche, again, we're going to get even further down, is automation. So we went ahead and did that. Now I want to go ahead and look at this one. It says, who are you selling to? And just for a general term, I'm just going to say online business owners. I'm going to say online business owners. And again, you can and should get as specific as you want here. So making over, we'll say for this specific one, $5,000 a month. We'll say $10,000 a month. But whose systems are not automated, have had a business for over 2 years. Okay, so we're going to say that's specifically who we're targeting. What do you want the customer to do? I want them to apply, we'll say for my one-on-one program. And that is just right here. Again, I'm just giving you a quick example. One-on-one. So let me go ahead and show you the product that I'm going to want them to apply to work with me here. So here's my site, Automate Academy /one-on-one. It shows a little bit what I am, what I can do for them, a little bit about my book, some customer reviews, and how I help them to automate. And again, they can apply. So I want to push them to actually fill out this application. That is going to be the purpose of this. So I want them to apply for this program, and that's about it. I think we are done with the A portion. Now we're going to go ahead and go to B. So brainstorm successful businesses in your designated niche, which if we remember, it's automation right there. We might even want to branch out to our submarket, internet marketing. And what we're going to do here is, so brainstorm successful businesses in your designated niche, businesses who treat your same customer, and businesses who are getting your customer to do what you want them to do. So again, we're going to research people here, we're going to research people who are already targeting these people, and then we're going to research people who are getting them to apply to work with them, so more of like a coaching gig. And then we're going to use the swipes method to analyze that. So let's just go ahead and do a Google search here, and we'll say best internet marketing emails. Again, this is our submarket, not necessarily our niche, but let's go ahead and see what we got. So 15 of the best email marketing campaign examples you've ever seen. Great. Small businesses, that's great. That's who I'm working with. We might go there. Let's go ahead and just start with these. So this is from HubSpot. And let's scroll down, and you probably received emails as it is, but here are some that you want to know and love. So Charity Water, here is a cool example of an email from them. That's really cool. Now, this is an internet marketing-ish company, but let's just go ahead and skim and see what we got going on here. So we have a BuzzFeed, Uber. This is really cool. Connect your calendar. This might be cool. We could kind of do something like this. We know scanning this email to save time. Sync your calendar with Uber to save more. That's really cool. I really, really love this. So this might be something that we consider doing. So let's just go ahead. We're going to open this image in a new tab to analyze that. Now the skim. Skim is a cool email. Again, just really simple. Okay, this is actually really cool. Can you help me real quick? So I'm just doing a quick questionnaire. So maybe we could do something like this. Now again, coming down here, this one is really image heavy, which is cool, but I don't think it necessarily fits. I'm just trying to think, like, would this apply to internet marketing and or coaching? So let's see. Does this apply to internet marketing, automation, business owners, or one-on-one? And when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking the answer is no. So that's why I'm saying no to these ones. Again, this is more for an e-commerce thing, so probably not here. Get it now. This is like a cool application thing. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. Dropbox before, after. This is pretty cool. This is really easy. They're trying to get you to click through, so that's pretty cool. We'll open this one. And Warby Parker. That's pretty image heavy. I think we're going to go ahead and call this good. So we'll actually just get rid of this. For this example, I want to go a little bit fast. But let's just go ahead and analyze these things according to the swipes method. So again, we brainstormed some things in here. And now we're going to use the swipes method to analyze the different aspects of the email. So let's start with structure. So let's go ahead and look at the sections, rows, and elements of this. So again, it looks like we have just one really big section and just one row, just question and answer. But I actually really quite like that. So let's go ahead, and this could be structure and words a little bit. So one column Q&A. I'm actually going to put that right here as well, Q&A, so we can remember that we like this format. Really cool. And great, so we did the structure for that one. Now let's go ahead and look at the words. So we did Q&A, really cool. It looks like the font size. Now usually you can use these tools right here, this Font Face Ninja Chrome plugin, but this is an image, so it won't work because it's not a live web page. But it looks like it's pretty Helvetica or something like that. It looks like it's probably around like 14, 16, 18. Not tiny like this, but a little bit bigger, makes it easier to read. So maybe we could say that, like somewhere like, we'll experiment, so like 14 to 16 font. Now let's go on to images. This one actually doesn't have any images, but it just has that bolded thing, burrito delivered for $4.99. So bold most important, and bold only once. Now there's no images here. And then let's go to SWIP, where are we at here? P, paint. Background color white, I really like that. It makes it look clean, and the accent color was just one, this kind of greenish one. And I like that. I just like simple white background, one opt-in color. Opt-in color. That's something that I do know about my market already, is that they really are minimalistic, so that is something to keep in mind. Energy, there's just one simple call to action. You can only click one place, so one button, pretty apparent. Only one CTA. I like that. And then finally the spacing, it's got actually a lot of space. I think it's spaced really beautifully, so generous spacing. Great, so let's go ahead and move on to this one. This is looking huge. I'm actually a little overwhelmed by that. I'm just going to get rid of that in the first place. All right, this one was really cool. We know that you're scanning this email to save time. Sync your calendar with email to save more. I think this is one of the coolest things, especially if we're going to do something cool with automation. I think this might be something really cool that we can do. I just like that there's a simple headline. Again, just one column, it's framed. I like that. And again, this is kind of what do we want our customer to do. It fits more in this column because this has more to do, oh, right here. This has more to do with scheduling something. So I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to say one column, but it's framed with light gray. Words, one big headline, and then words are bolded, different colors to point out important facts. I think that is just so cool. And what I'm going to do, just so I don't forget, I'm just going to hyperlink this here so I can remember what I'm talking about. So there we go. And again, you can see it's a really simple email, Helvetica, Arial, something like that. And again, just black, gray, and one accent color. I really like that. So our white background, black text, and black and gray, light gray text. And again, if we want to know the exact color, we can just use this color pick eyedropper here. We'll come up, tell us the hex code. So like if we want this one, it's a pretty cool color. This might be a good color for our energy button. So button right here. And let's go ahead and this gray color, it's EO, EO, EO. So light gray. Let's see here. Light gray is this color. And again, it's pretty well spaced, generous. I don't know if there's anything more we can say, but I love this. I think it's great. And then finally, this is if we just want to do a super, super minimalist. I think that this is an awesome headline. Can you help me real quick? I think that might be cool. Head or subject. Can you help me real quick? Great. Awesome. And again, I just like, do you have 2 minutes for a quick favor? Here's the link, something really similar. So it's not my favorite, but if I had to get an email out in a dash, this might be a great idea, but I think I'm mostly going to rely on doing something a little bit similar to these 2 emails here. So I think that sounds great. So we're done with the A and B portion. Now we're going to go to C, which is collect. I'm going to collect elements from my original web design. In this case, it's going to be email design. So if you're doing this for a client, you might say, hey, could I see some emails you've sent out before? Now, I want to go ahead and just show you an email that I've sent out before, a template that I use. Again, I'm always open to suggestions, trying to make things better. So let's just go ahead and view this. So this was an email that was sent out a little bit ago. The gist, hey, automators, picture of me, this is what happened. Went to San Diego with the Sibs. This is an article that I got featured on. This is something that I wrote, or co-wrote, I guess. Here's all these different things, cool, 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 and then my sign off. So structure, we have one column, but it's kind of broken up into different things. It almost looks like we have like 3 or 4 different sections. I actually really like that. I have like so this is the original website or email. So I'm going to say like a gist section, a body section, a do one thing section, it's like a call to action section, and then just like a plus a sign off. I actually really like that, and I think it's helpful for people to see. And it's actually just shown to really increase my conversions and click-through. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that. So that is that. Words, I like the size of this. I think it's about 16, but let's go ahead and check. So I'm going to open this up. It says Font Face Ninja. Looks like I've got Helvetica here, and it's size 14, text color 222, I think that looks great. I think that's a good size. I'm going to go ahead and go to here. Helvetica 14px, paint color. The black isn't a true black, which is zeros all the way across, but it's a little bit lighter, 222. Now let's go ahead. Anything else with paint? It looks like I have a white background. What is going on with this blue? I think that's horrible. I'm getting rid of that, but I do like the black, but maybe we might want to soften it up with some gray so it doesn't take away as much. Something that I'm noticing between mine and this one. So this one is a little bit easier on the eyes. It doesn't have as much dark. So that might be something I want to implement. And then finally within here, where's my swipes? Energy, let's see what we got there. And then spacing, those are the last 2 things we want to look at. So energy, it looks like I have just hyperlinks, no buttons, but a ton of things. I'm kind of sending people all over the place. Well, actually, that's not true. This all goes to the same place. So it all goes to this blog. So like all these, look at, will all go to the same thing on Adespresso. I got featured on Adespresso, so it all goes there. I don't know, my internet being slow. I'll go ahead and show you that in just a second. So again, they all go to this, the 4 secret don'ts that nobody tells you. Here is that, all these different things. Again, I just wanted to show people, so super great, awesome. Now let's go ahead and just spacing, again, pretty well spaced. I think there's nothing more to say about that. So let's go ahead and go to D for design. Now this is where you design a blueprint of what it would look like for our redesign email. So based on these things that we've collected, this is kind of where the art portion of it comes into. We're going to try and figure out what might be something that we can strip based on all these different things. So we know we're probably going to want something with 1 column, maybe a Q&A. We might have a few different sections here though. 14 font, it looks like, is what we're going to end with. Helvetica. We're going to bold only important things. We're going to bold different words. This might be our subject. White background for sure. This is the black-gray text. Here might be a button color, and again, generous spacing. So I typically just draw this out on a piece of paper. You can do it within Balsamic or even PowerPoint if you have another sketch paint tool that you can sketch out really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. I'm going to go ahead and sketch up a design for this based on the different emails that we have hacked, and I'll be right back. So give me 1 second and I will show you the design email portion. Alright, so I just left to make a design. I want to go ahead and show you what that looks like. So I just airdropped it to my computer. It's opening up right now. But basically this is what I drew out based on what we had in here. So let me go ahead, open this image again. This was all based on, again, what we did in our ABCDE research. So we want 1 column Q&A-ish. So again, we're going to have our 1 column here. We're going to have a framed light gray background, something I didn't write, but I should have. Instead of this just section, I'm just going to make a big headline. I think that might work a little bit better. And instead of a CDA section, I'm just going to have a really prominent apply now. I'm going to have it to be 14 font Helvetica. I'm going to have it be this black portion. Again, I should have written this. But again, I incorporated the Q&A, the big headline, and then also this apply now button, which again, I'm going to try out with this color, but the reason I didn't write it in is I also thought I might want to try this color, which is kind of my branding for one-on-one. So now that I have this design sketch built up, again, I should have gone a little bit more in depth writing kind of the hex codes, the 6-digit number for what I'd want them each to be. So that was my bad. I'll just have to keep referring back to here. But this is basically the gist of what I want it to look like. So now that I have the design, I'm just going to go ahead and go on to the E portion where I actually execute this. So I'm going to come here to my ClickFunnels account, and I'm going to say, again, I am here within ClickFunnels. I went to Actionetics, I went to Broadcasts, and I'm going to go to New Email Broadcast. So I clicked New Email Broadcast here, and this is going to open me up to a place where I can just do that. So again, remember my headline. We might need to tweak that a little bit, but instead, can you help me real fast? I'm going to say, help yourself real fast. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to go help yourself going help yourself while you can. Okay, cool. And we can work on that. So now I can go ahead and just pick a list. I'll just pick a random list. Here we got that there. And again, only active to however many people. I'm just going to delete that. This is the engine we want. I'm going to go ahead and send this now. And then again, you can't necessarily pick a blank template, but this is the closest one. So I use this and then I just kind of delete it all. So I'm going to go ahead, wait for this to load. And then I'm going to say open email editor. And that will go ahead and open the email editor so I can customize everything so that it will look like this design that I've made here. So again, I'm going to come here. I'm honestly just going to delete all of this and start from scratch. I'm going to say delete. Okay. And I'm going to say delete. All right. Yes, I want to delete this. Delete. Okay. Delete. All right. And then finally one more delete. And then I'm going to say add new row. Now, if we remember back here, it's just all 1 column. So I'm just going to say 1, and then I'm going to say add element. And that first thing, I want that big headline. So I'm going to put that headline here. And if you see what it is here, it says, I will help you 3x your sales using automation. So I will help you 3x your sales with automation. And again, I'm going to actually build this in the swipes order. So I am going to just start, let me go ahead and put it right here, right next to it. So I'm going to start with the structure. So all the section, rows, and elements. So again, that first thing that I'm going to need is just a headline. And then if you see here, what I'm going to need again is text, 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 text. I questioned about maybe doing an image right there and then a button. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more text elements, an image, and then a button. So what I'm going to do is just clone this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to add, so again, this is my headline, question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. We're going to customize, we're going to modify all this, so don't be stressed. Here is the image, and I'm just going to go ahead, well, I'll add it in whatever in a second. And then finally a button. So here's the button right there. So there we go. I have my structure for my email all set up. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to Word. So I'm going to do the actual text here. So again, I did the actual text for that first one, and then this next one is how is it possible. So I'm going to come here for this one, and I'm going to say question. Oh, can I highlight this? Question. How is it possible? And then you'll see here, I just wanted to do this fast, so I didn't necessarily write it out, but I'm going to do something like this, just to kind of give you an idea. So this random word is random words, how random words, it random words is, and again, we're going to play around with this bold thing, possible. And then we're going to do a question here. How long does it take? Answer. It random word takes random words. This random words long. And we'll see the next question. So how long does it take? Next one is how can I start? So this one right here, change it to question. How can I start? And I say A, apply below. Okay, great. So did that. So now we have, for words, we have actual text. Now we have font type. We want it to all be Helvetica. And let's go ahead and do that. I believe they already are all Helvetica, but let's just go ahead and check. Yeah, Helvetica. So those are already all Helvetica. And then we want font style. And that's like italics, bold, and that's where we're going to need to tweak a few of these. So I, of course, want this header to be bolded. So I'm going to cut or highlight it all and bold it. And now I'm just going to play around with this. I'm not sure if it'll work out as well, but we're going to try. So I'm just going to bold this. Whoa. Is how. Should I switch this? It's bold that. And then I'm just going to put here possible. Bold this. Then again, how long does it take? It takes, so I'm going to come here, bold these. So let's go ahead and bold these. So come here, it takes, oops. Oh, what's happening? This, and then finally along. And then I'm just going to say here, apply below, bold all of that. Great, now let's go ahead, and the next thing we need to do is just font size. So let's go back here. This one, we didn't really denote a size for this. It's kind of hard to see on here, but I think that might be around like 32. Let's go ahead and just test that out. The reason why we can't do it is because this is an image, and this Google Chrome extension only works on like live web pages. That's all right, we'll play around with it. So we're gonna come here, settings, just go ahead and Try out 30, 24. Let's see 24. I think it might be, oops. Let's go ahead and try 36. I like that better. So I will help you 3x your sales with automation. And again, this is already Helvetica, so we got that going for us. And again, we want this to be 222, 222, which it already is. Now let's just see what we got going on here. Let's see if this is 14. How big is this? 14. Great. So we already got that going on. And I think that we are all good with that. Now we're going to do background images and foreground images. We don't really have any of those based on... Oh no, I lied. We have this image right here that we wanted. So I'm just going to go ahead, copy this image address, paste it right in here. There it is. Great. And I think we're done with the images. Now we have E, so buttons. This is what we want to do now. I'm just going to go ahead and push apply. Let's go ahead and see this button is just all caps. And we're going to test it out with this orange color. So we're going to come here. Oh my heck, we forgot the P. SWIP. So SWI, I jumped to the button instead of the paint. SWIP, let's do paint right now. So all these are the right color, and all these are the right color. We only need to change our button. So now we're on to button. We're gonna make this background color right here, and we're gonna say apply, and maybe we'll just leave it right there at that. Button text with normal or bold. I like the normal actually. It looks a lot more similar to this one, so we're going to leave it there. And then let's just go ahead and I think let's just play around with this a little bit more. So apply. I like it bigger, kind of like how that one is. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And the only other thing is to put the link right here. So we're going to go ahead and put this link right here. So copy this, come on in here. We got it. So there that is. And then the final thing we have left to do, which is really just going to make this pop, is the spacing. Now, one other thing I just remembered that we said is we wanted to do a border around this, a light gray border. Let's see if that is possible. Here we have this border, 2 points maybe, 3, all sides. Now the color we wanted it to be light gray, if you can remember, something more like this. So I'm going to go ahead, snag this color. D, and paste it in here, and you'll see all of a sudden we have this border. You can kind of do different styles, but padding, let's just go ahead, give it a little bit more oomph. So there's more padding all over, and body alignment, left, center, right, perfect. Okay, so we're going to close that. All of a sudden we have this, and what we want to do here is we want to give it a little bit of a margin at the top. So let me show you what that looks like. See, all of a sudden there's like a little bit of room. That looks a lot better. So let's go ahead, give it a little bit more. That looks great. So I will help you 3x your automation. Now what we want to do is just kind of space this out a little bit. So again, it's kind of where the art of it comes into. But let's just go ahead, play around, and let's see, margin top. Let's go with 20. 40. And then we'll go here and do 40. I think this might look better. Okay, we'll do the spacing and then we'll decide what would look better. So 40, and then finally one more thing here. Let's do 40 here. I think we might want to make this a little bit smaller, this image. It's kind of ginormous. It's a little overwhelming. 250. Put it right in the center right there. And let's give this a little room to breathe. Alright, this is how it's possible. And again, this will look a lot better once I actually write these out, but I actually think this looks pretty sleek. Really cool, a little bit similar to this one, a little bit similar to this one. Really minimalist and easy. I'm going to pick save. We can go ahead and then preview this to see what it looks like. So this is what it will look like when people open it. I will help you 3x your sales with automation. How is it possible? This is how it's possible. How long will it take? How can I apply? And then they would apply and they'd go there. I actually think this looks really great. We're able to strip the secrets of people from a lot more successful businesses. We got Postmates here, we got Uber, and then a little bit from Matt Becker here. But again, we were able to replicate this really quickly. We could spend a lot more time tweaking and testing things, actually writing out the copy to make it look good. But I wanted to give you an example of what the ABCDE plus swipes method looks like for email design, and to help it make a little bit more sense for you. So again, you're just going to apply the same principles in designing funnels that you do in designing emails. All right, I will see you in the next video. All right, in that last